The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. I'm here in Woodburn with two of my favorite people, the mayor, Joe Kelsey. Hello, Joe.
Nice to see you again, Patty.
And his wonderful wife, who is really gung-ho saving our babies, is Monica Kelsey. Hello, Joe. So we're here because there's something happening on the 13th of February. It's next Monday. This will be shown on the weekend, just before the Monday. So there's something going on at a hearing, did you say?
Hearing on Monday the 13th.
And what's it all about? Is it?
Well, we're trying to make the law in Indiana more clear. There was a lot of debate last year with the Department of Child Services, Department of Health, with them stating that they didn't read the law like we read the law.
Yeah.
So the 13th is our first hearing. We're submitting legislation again to clear up that debate, to make the law more clear that allow baby boxes in the state of Indiana.
So were there complaints or stuff or whatever?
Well, they stated that the baby boxes didn't comply with the Indiana Safe Haven law. And we have legal opinion that states it does. So really it's a conflict of the law not being clear enough.
The language.
The language in the law.
Yeah.
So we're now going forward to try to correct that language in the law.
So how many hearings do you have to have, or?
Well, on Monday is our first hearing.
Right.
If we get past that, we go to another hearing at the State House. It's basically 3 steps, and then if it passes all 3 steps, then the governor would sign.
Where is this going to be held? The legislation to be to have the hearing.
Hearing's going to be in Indianapolis at the State House.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Do you have to be there too, sir?
I'm going to be there, yeah.
Yeah. So what is your position on this, the baby boxes? What do you think?
Well, that's a good opportunity for communities to contribute to saving the lives of
Many babies.
many babies, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's a great educational piece too.
Yes.
our goal is to prevent baby abandonments for good, you know.
You go to schools and
We
high
do.
schools.
We go to high schools, we go to colleges, we go to churches. We just had a woman last month that had abandoned her child, and she was 38.
Oh.
So we have a wide range of women. From, you know, the youngest that we have on record is 13 and the oldest is 44.
Oh boy.
So there's no, I mean, if it was just all 15-year-olds, we would know exactly where our target would be. But we don't have that. We have a complete range of 13 to 44-year-old women that we need to educate on this law. And that's our goal. So we're in churches, we go to WIC locations, welfare offices, we educate in high schools, we educate in colleges.
How many cities have you gone to so far with this?
I could not even tell you how many times, how far I've
Is it just
and I do
this-
it outside of the state as well. I was in
Ooh.
Arkansas last month.
Oh really?
You know, so this is a huge opportunity for us to educate our youth. And also to educate the parents of the youth,
Yes.
so they can do a good job in their home educating on this law, because we never think that it's going to happen to our child.
But
We always think that it's never going to
Yeah.
happen to our child, but the reality is it is.
We want to show them that they always have an option. You know, they always have an option to save the baby.
the baby.
Yeah.
They don't want to keep the baby, but they don't want to abort it. But sometimes they just want to abandon it because they get overwhelmed.
Crisis.
Yes.
Crisis.
Yeah, they get into a crisis mode and they They do irresponsible things in the crisis mode. So what we try to do is we try to eliminate that crisis and educate prior to that crisis. Because when that crisis occurs, then they go into survivor mode. But if they know about the safe haven law prior to that crisis, then that will always be in the back of their mind saying, okay, I do have another option. I don't have to dump my child in a dumpster or a trash can. You know, I can take this baby to Woodburn, Indiana, place it in the safe haven baby box, and this baby will be adopted and loved. You know, so there is that option, but it is a huge education and awareness piece as well.
We're saving the lives of the mother too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I was just wondering about that. I said with the mothers who had to give the children up in this way, would you be able to help them psychologically or medically?
We actually have a hotline. It's 1-866-99-BABY-1, and our counselor's on the other end of the phone 24 hours a day. We've had over 900 calls to our hotline. And this is women who are calling us looking for that last option of surrendering a child through the safe haven law or a baby box. And of those 900 calls, we have steered over 100 women away from that option and steered them towards a crisis pregnancy center where these centers can actually walk alongside these women and help them to make a better choice. Because these baby boxes in the safe haven law, it's a good choice if it's a last resort.
Yes.
But it's not the best choice. It's there, but it's not the best choice.
It's not the best choice.
No, it's not the best choice.
You work, who do you work with?
We work with a lot of people.
Okay.
You name it. I mean, we work with, with, like I said, high schools, colleges, churches, WIC locations. That's where our education piece comes in. But as for any nonprofit organization, we rely heavily on the people who donate to us to allow us to get into these locations, because we don't get any federal funds or any
you don't
state
advertise
funds.
it or anything.
No, and I don't get
word of
paid.
mouth.
Yeah, I don't get paid. This is every penny right now that comes into this organization goes right back out in education, awareness, and these boxes and literature.
So you started here.
We did. We started in Woodburn.
Where was your other, the second one?
The second prototype box is in Michigan City.
Michigan.
Yep, Michigan City. And when I talk about the hotline, Patty, I talk about all these calls that are coming in.
Yeah.
Indiana was the number one state in America that took in these calls. We took in the most calls from Indiana. We've taken calls from every state in this country, but Indiana was number one. And I have to tell you that the majority of the calls came from the Gary, Hammond, and Michigan City area.
Out there?
So we are helping these women who, 5 years ago, Michigan City was the worst in the state for abandonments. And we're changing that. We're taking these women who are calling us saying, where's the closest baby box? And we're saying, look, let us get you to a crisis pregnancy center.
Right.
Let us help you with a parenting plan or an adoption plan. We don't want women to choose these boxes, and people don't understand that. We steer them away from these.
Yes.
But we do know is that if we offer all these other things and they can continually say no, that has to be that last resort option, or we're going to find a baby in a dumpster.
So I'm going to be showing later a 90-second
Second
video until abandonment no longer happens.
Right.
Tell me about that video.
That was a video that we kind of just threw together because we wanted people to see in Indiana, because a lot of those stories on this video that you're going to show is from Indiana, and one of them was News Channel 15 right here in our city. There was a baby a few years ago abandoned in a dumpster in Auburn, and News Channel 15 covered that story, and that little girl was saved. She was found in this dumpster alive.
Right.
Her name is Willow. She was adopted into an amazing family, and I believe she's 6 or 7 now. So she is, so this is one of those stories that we hate to hear that has a happy ending.
Yes.
But we hope that the next mother that finds herself in the same predicament as baby Willow's mother did, will choose a different option. That's why we're out there fighting. But this video, it shows you the majority of Indiana, and it does have some throughout the country too. We wanted to make sure that people understand that this is happening in our backyards. If you think that your city is not affected by child abandonment, you're crazy.
And sometimes even Christian women go through that.
Oh, absolutely. We had a
All women.
we had a baby last November in Chicago, Illinois. She abandoned her child. Child ended up dying. She's now on trial for murder. Her father is a doctor at one of the hospitals in Chicago.
Oh dear.
So you look at the it's not going to happen to my child. It can happen to anyone if a woman finds herself in a crisis and they go into that survivor mode and don't know what to do. So that's what we're out doing, trying to get before she gets to that crisis. So when she hits that crisis, she says, okay, I know that there's a safe haven law where I can surrender my child legally and walk away, no questions asked.
So through education, TV, radio, that's what you're doing, right?
And word of mouth.
And word of mouth.
And word of mouth.
Newspapers.
Yep.
Is it going to be nationwide?
The baby box is actually, we are legal in 2 states right now, which we're legal in more states, but we don't want to have the confusion that we had in Indiana
Yes.
in other states.
Right.
So we've passed legislation in Ohio as well. So now we're free to work in Ohio and we're working in Michigan, and then we're also working on legislation with the Hope Box out of Georgia. So I believe within 5 to 7 years, safe haven baby boxes will be nationwide.
So you'll be working with other organizations so they can carry through in their state, but you'll be the overall seer, or?
Well, the Hope Box and us and Mrs. International actually partnered together. So nobody's over each other. We just came
Just
to middle
as a
ground so we
network.
can work together.
Networking.
You know, the one thing with the Hope Box that we weren't aware of here in Indiana was how many babies are trafficked in Georgia.
Wow.
And now we're having this huge piece about trafficking coming out in Indiana that it's starting to open our eyes a little
That's
bit
not
that this is becoming a problem. So so we're definitely partnering with people who can educate us on stuff that we don't know, and that we can educate them on. You know, so we can all work together for the betterment of these children.
So you educate the parents, women who are already pregnant. You go to Mayo clinics and all the places where sometimes they have the abortions.
We have literature in the abortion facilities. Actually, Indiana has a law that states that they have to have safe haven information in the abortion facilities here in Indiana.
Yes.
That's something else we're working on in every state, because some women go into those facilities thinking that they want an abortion, and then they read some literature and say, this isn't what I want at all. You know, so we want to make sure that the women who walk in there that are pregnant know of this law when they walk out, if they're still carrying that child. And our goal is obviously no more abandonments, but you know, we believe in life from conception to natural death.
Yes.
So abortion is definitely against my personal
Everything,
views.
really.
Yeah, but you know what, we have to be where these women are, and unfortunately they're in abortion facilities.
Yeah.
So we have to be in there, you know, in there as well.
And with the government now being pro-life,
Yes.
Trump in and Pence, he's good.
It was hard to see Pence go, but I'm glad to see where he's at. So
He's in a good place.
yeah,
It's a good place. So they're trying to defund, or they are defunding Planned Parenthood.
I believe they're stopping the funding of
International.
abortion facilities in other countries
Yes.
that the U.S. was funding. He's cutting that off right away. So
Okay, what about here? What's
he's work-
happening
I
here?
bet he's working on that.
Yes.
well, you know, one thing that I think we all really didn't realize about President Trump is he's a go-getter.
Yeah.
If he says he's going to do it, I think we're seeing the reaction
Oh,
of
we are.
he's working on what he said he was going to work on. So I think he has every intention of defunding Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Because this weekend I'm at Planned Parenthood in Fort Wayne, Indiana, February the 11th.
The
Where
prayer
the
visual.
prayer visual defund Planned Parenthood in front of their facilities there in Fort Wayne. So I will be covering that, and we can be able to see that later, some other time maybe. It's going to be a whole hour thing, so it's going to be a special coming up with Patty's page. But how many babies so far has been saved
Well,
by actually your baby boxes?
The hotline,
Yes, the hotline.
like I said, has answered over 900 calls.
Over 900.
We've done over, I think it was the last count was 142 crisis pregnancy referrals, which women were referred to crisis pregnancy centers instead of surrendering their child in a box.
Yeah.
We've done 4 adoption referrals with these
Ah.
women. Yep. And we've done 6 safe haven surrenders. So I like to think that we've saved a lot more than the 6 safe surrenders because we're saving these mothers as well from a lifetime of guilt and allowing them to walk alongside a crisis pregnancy center so they can get the help that they need. If we refer everyone to a baby box,
No.
we've lost control of
Right.
this of the situation where if we refer this mother to a crisis pregnancy center, they're going to walk alongside her. They're going to help her make an educated and a good choice. You know,
So that's just one of the things that you are offering.
just one, yeah.
So what law have you passed here in Woodburn?
Well, the baby box is in the fire station here,
Yeah.
which is the township.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the full support of the township trustee
Mm-hmm.
for that. Woodburn is 100% in support of that also, obviously.
I like doing that. So you can be able to, in a moment, show us this
Yes.
baby box
Yep.
thing? So we're going to be with you in a moment and we'll have a look at the baby box that they have here in Woodburn at the fire station. Well, here we are at the baby box, Safe Haven baby box. That's in the fire station here in Woodburn. So tell me more about it. So I know we did a special on this before, but just to enlighten my guests to
Well,
remember.
this is the inside of the baby box. So when a child's placed on the inside, from the outside of the building, the door actually locks. So if she changes her mind, she can't even get back into the box on the outside. The child has to be retrieved from the inside of the box. And basically, you just open the door and pull the child from the inside of the box, and you
There's
can
no
kind
light?
of. Yep, you can see the green light down here where
Oh.
it shows that it's on and it's
Yeah.
active.
Right.
And if you feel, just kind of put your hand right here, you can feel the warmth of the heater.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So
So,
the baby will not freeze.
The heater is always the same temperature.
yeah, the heater's always the
24/7.
same temperature.
How big of a baby can you fit in there?
We just, checking it out, we had a 10-pounder in there and it fit pretty comfortably. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's 3 trips on the box. When the door opens up from the outside, that's the first trip. And then when the child's placed inside, that's a second trip to 911. And these are not on the same circuit. And then there's also a button on the inside for mom to push if she
To make
chooses
sure.
to.
Yeah.
And if she forgets or she doesn't want to or whatever, it's okay because we still have 2 trips to this box that's calling 911.
So you come over here and I have a gander inside. I'll get
Yeah.
out of the way. So you can demonstrate what you got. See, that's what it looks like inside.
And you can see the green light. Can you see the green light there? Yeah. So she's active.
That's it.
That's it. Pretty
How
self.
long did it take to install?
This one took us about 3 hours because you
3
literally
hours?
have to cut a hole, in the wall. So it did take us a little bit, but once we got it in, it was good. So it's secured into the wall. It's not going anywhere.
Maybe you can take a gander outside.
Sure.
Okay, just take a gander outside, see what it looks like outside so we can show people. So it says Safe Haven Baby Box Drop-Off. And then it says, please do not open the door unless you are in need of services. Silent alarm will be activated. So here, 1-866-99 baby, BABY1. That's for any assistance if they can't drop it off here.
If they just want some information, if they want some information on a crisis pregnancy center, if they've just given birth, anything that they need, call us, and we'll refer them to what resources are available.
Thank you. So we'll go inside now and we'll go over a list on who to contact by, I think your husband said, the mayor said it's at 3 o'clock, the hearing.
Is it at 3?
I think it's at 10,
10:30.
10:30 on Monday.
Okay, 10:30. So we'll get this done and we'll go inside and get the names of the people that they want us to contact so we can vote for it.
You got it.
Well, we're back in the mayor's office here. For people to get in touch, who do you want my audience to get in touch with to help with the hearing, the legislation of this hearing for the baby boxes? Do they have to vote or do they have to phone people to encourage them?
You definitely want to call. In our area, it would be Senator Cruz. He would be the one that you would want to initiate the call and basically just state that you support this bill,
Yes.
allowing the language that we're putting in the bill to make it more clear for the baby boxes. So,
Will that be the language? Will it be public?
absolutely, you can go on in.gov and view the language of the bill.
And then-
Right now, we don't have everything on there yet. We're still working on this bill, but Monday it will be on there.
Yes. So it was at 10:30.
At 10:30 Monday morning.
10:30 on Monday morning, so in the morning between 9 and 10:30, or whatever time their office is open, please phone.
Once this gets past the Senate committee,
Yeah.
then it will go to the floor. So, all of your representatives, all your senators in your area, let them know that you support the Safe Haven Baby Box bill.
Are they all Republican or Democratic or both?
Both, both. Anyone, and Democrats kind of look at this as a child welfare issue and Republicans look at it as a pro-life issue. We look at it as an abandonment issue.
Right.
So,
You gotta get
so we
past
have
that.
support from both sides. We have bipartisan support and it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, that's good. You were stating when we were outside, we saw that baby box. What'd you think of that, eh? I think that's great that they have something like that here, and they're going to go nationwide, but they're slowly, or quickly.
One step at a time,
One
Patty.
step at a time.
Yeah.
You were going to say what you thought.
Well, I wanted to say that part of my job as mayor is probably the most important job is public safety.
Public safety, yes,
And,
that includes everybody.
Yes, and I believe this contributes definitely
Babies.
to part of that, We want to make sure that there are no babies abandoned in this area or in the state. So we're doing our part.
We're fighting.
So, what is the name of the baby box phone number?
It's 1-866-99-BABY1.
And you have a website.
We do, safehavenbabyboxes.com.
Yes, safehavenbabyboxes.com.
We also have a big fundraiser coming up March 18th here in Woodburn at the Community Center.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. International, who is our international spokesperson for Safe Haven Baby Boxes, will be here, and she is our keynote speaker. Dinner, we're going to have some drinks, some auction items. We're going to auction off a dinner with the
Not
mayor.
him.
And no, we're not going to auction off him, but we're going to auction off a dinner with him. So it'll be a good time, and it'll be a great way to support your community and support the work that Safe Haven Baby Boxes does.
So, are you going to do the cooking?
No.
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 Oh boy.
Ah.
I got it. Oh boy. I'm not going to go into that one. Well, oh gee, this is very enlightening, and I do hope it passes. I hope there's not too many hearings. I hope it just goes straight through.
We do
I
too.
hope people will be able to, at least if they can't get in the morning on Monday to phone through, at least leave a message on the phone numbers of the people, the senators, the other
Representatives.
representatives and all that. So, yeah. So I'd like to thank you, sir. Mayor
Thank you, Patty.
Joe Kelsey of Woodburn and his lovely wife, Monica Kelsey. She's a friend of mine, so is he. So until next week, I hope to see you again. Have a great week and God bless. Catch you later. And don't forget to phone the legislators and the senators for next Monday, 13th of February. Thank you.
Detectives are investigating the discovery of a deceased infant found in a creek.
The search is on for the mother of an infant dumped inside a trash bag outside an apartment building in Jersey City.
Employees at a grocery store made a shocking discovery when the body of a newborn baby girl, had to be only a couple days old, was found in a trash can.
A tiny baby girl, lifeless among paper, cardboard boxes, and other recyclables.
It's just heartbreaking to think that somebody dumped a day or two old infant into a trash can.
How this baby girl ended up in the dumpster has a lot of people asking questions, especially with the safe haven laws that are in place in Indiana. That law protects a parent in that situation from being prosecuted for abandonment. Obviously, in this case, that 19-year-old mother will be facing an attempted murder charge.
Getting our first look at baby Chloe since she was left in a plastic bag outside an apartment complex. She's healthy and she's ready to go home.
The best news, as you said, is that baby Chloe is healthy. She was discharged from Texas Children's Hospital this afternoon. But what is in limbo is finding this baby girl a permanent home.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always.